It's really frustrating to make mistakes time after time. So why does God just let us struggle on like this? Hey, I'm Dylan, and you're listening to Unlocked, your daily key to unlocking God's Word in your life. I'm not really a perfectionist. I'm more of a sort of fly the plane, then learn how to land kind of a guy. So sometimes it's hard for me to relate to the desire to get everything perfect right now before I make any move. But God calls his followers to perfection, despite the fact he knows perfectly well that we can't do it ourselves. So what's the answer to the question in today's devotion? Why can't we be perfect? By A.W. Smith. Sometimes we feel like we should be perfect, having no faults and never doing anything wrong. We might read James 1:4, which says, "For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing." And then we throw up our hands in frustration and say, "But I've tried lots of times before and I just can't do it. I give up. I'll never be perfect." Perfection is a tricky concept. Try thinking about it this way. When a baby arrives, people often say she's perfect as they cuddle and coo over the new addition to their community. But why? Babies can't do what adults can do, yet people describe them as perfect. But if a baby were to stay like a newborn for 6 months and not grow at all, people would be worried. So when we talk about babies being perfect, we often mean they're just right for their age. Let's look at James 1:4 again. It uses the word perfect in a similar way. It's not saying Christians never do anything wrong. The fact is, only Jesus meets God's standard for perfection, which is why we need to put our trust in him to have a relationship with God. Even though we'll keep struggling with sin until the day Jesus returns and makes all things new, verses like James 1:4 give us hope, saying that as we grow in our relationship with Jesus, we mature spiritually. So to be a perfect Christian doesn't mean we never mess up. It means we grow and learn from our failures, and we patiently trust God to continue shaping us to be more like Jesus. If we're perfect in that sense, it doesn't mean we'll never sin, maybe by losing our temper, for example. But it does mean we'll learn to say we're sorry when we do. It means we'll learn to depend on God to help us be self-controlled when we feel upset. As we grow spiritually, we can remember that Jesus is walking with us every step of the way. And we can remember the hope he gives us in Philippians 1:6. God, who began the good work within you, will continue his work until it is finally finished on the day when Christ Jesus returns. All right, let's think about this for a second. Have you ever wondered how you could possibly be perfect or holy as God is? Matthew 5:48. In one sense, you are already perfect if you know Jesus as your Savior because he has given you his perfection and forgiven your sins. But God also says you are being made holy. Hebrews 10:14. We become more like Jesus as we grow in our relationship with him. What might it look like for us to be patient with ourselves and other Christians as we learn and grow together? Now, as you and I can read in Hebrews 10:14, he forever made perfect those who are being made holy. I want to encourage you, dig a little bit deeper in today's devotion. Read Hebrews 10:14 through 18, James 1:2 through 7, and 1 Peter 1:13 through 16 to keep God's Word alive in your life. Unlocked is a resource from Keys for Kids Ministries, and hey, if you love Unlocked and want to show it, why not pick up some merch? You can get t-shirts, water bottles, or beanies, and it's an easy way to share Unlocked with a friend. Just tap the store icon at the bottom of the Unlocked app or go to shop.keysforkids.org. And come back for tomorrow's devotion with Natalie, how the story of Lazarus shows us what Jesus will do for us one day. But until then, I'm Dylan, encouraging you to live life unlocked, opening the door to God in your life.